Well, welcome back. Well, the fate of the Clarity Act in the Senate still unknown. The goal was to pass this landmark crypto legislation before the August recess, which is unlikely to happen now without Democrat support. Senate Banking Committee member Bill Hagerty joined me yesterday here, and here's what he said. What can you tell us about the status of this bill? You've worked so hard on the Genius Act. Do you think the Clarity Act will make it?
We're going to have to pass the Clarity Act. There's no way that we can allow the United States to fall behind in the digital assets arena. Everything is moving digital around the world. The Genius Act was a major step forward to make certain that the digital dollar remains dominant in the world. But we need to follow it up with the remainder of the market. We're going to have to pass the Clarity Act. I think the problem is, will we be able to pass this with Democrats right now, or are they going to let midterm politics get in the way? I think we should just put it to a vote on the floor of the United States Senate and find out where the Democrats stand.
Joining me now is the senator leading the charge on the Clarity Act, Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis, back with us. She's the chairwoman of the Senate Subcommittee on Digital Assets. And, Senator, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Maria. Good morning.
Where does it stand right now? When we were together the last time, you said you're hoping that you could actually get this passed before you all leave for recess, which is supposed to be this Friday.
Maria, I don't think we'll be leaving on Friday. I think we'll go into the weekend. There are other bills in addition to the Clarity Act that we need to take votes on before we leave for the August recess. And Clarity is one of those bills. So I do believe that we will get a vote on the Clarity Act and get people on the record after 11 months of negotiating with Democrats and adding 300-plus pages to the bill at their request. It's just time to get people on the record.
Well, that's right. And I think that's such a great point that you make, because obviously it doesn't feel like you've got the votes. Do you feel like you can secure the votes needed, or are you looking at another situation where Democrats want to offer more and more amendments related to ethics, law enforcement concerns, and then the amendments will just get blocked and it's just more time?
I continue to work with Democrats every day on those very issues. And we worked into the night last night on the CFTC portion of the bill. We're working more on the law enforcement portion of the bill. By the way, we've gotten a lot of support from law enforcement now who see this as a pro-law enforcement bill. And the president agreed to an ethics provision that no president has ever agreed to. He's gone farther to protect ethics than any president in history. Yet the Democrats do want more. Their proposal is in front of the president now, and we'll see what he does.
No, it's a great point that you make. The president has actually tried to come to the middle and tried to agree to some of these ethics. I mean, you know, when we spoke a couple of weeks ago, I said, look, the president's just going to veto this. But in fact, he's tried to come to an agreement with Democrats on these ethics issues.
And if this bill dies, the Democrats are going to have to kill it. We're going to vote on it. So it can't die by no votes. And if it dies, it's going to be because the Democrats kill it. I've bent over backwards for 11 months to give them as much as we can possibly give them to regulate this industry. We want to onshore this industry. We don't want it to go to Switzerland or the UAE or Singapore. This is an important industry in the U.S. And we've tried to find the way to allow innovation to occur while still having a clear regulatory framework that this industry can comply with. And they want to comply. They want to be in the United States. Let's let them by passing the Clarity Act.
Yeah. Great analysis there. Let's talk about some of the other priorities, because I know that the continuing resolution is a must, right? If you don't get the continuing resolution done, well, then we will have another government shutdown at the end of September when funding runs out. There's Reconciliation 3.0 with an uphill battle as well. Obviously, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell has been largely absent since mid-June, and you've got outgoing Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy likely a no because it doesn't have spending offsets. So have you come up with any offsets in terms of the Reconciliation 3.0, because if one more no on this, the bill sinks, and that included the Save America Act, right?
Well, the CR, the continuing resolution, is priority one.
Yeah.
We cannot allow us to go into the August campaigning break with the government shutdown. And so I think Senator Thune is absolutely right to prioritize the continuing resolution. So that's agenda item one. How far we'll go with reconciliation before the August recess, I don't know. I think it's possible that that could wait until September, but we'll see how the path clears for these bills. Another bill that is getting a lot of momentum is the name, image, and likeness bill that is being propounded by Senator Ted Cruz, Maria Cantwell, and Eric Schmidt. And of course, that's a bill that everybody's having fun talking about because it's about football and the different conferences that we care so much about. So with all of those balls in the air, I think that Clarity will get a vote. I think NIL will get a vote. Certainly, the continuing resolution will get a vote. I'm not sure about the budget resolution.
I see. The budget resolution being the reconciliation 3.0.
Yes, it tees up the reconciliation vote, which we would never have time to get to before the August recess anyway.
Right.
But I know that Chairman Ron Johnson of the Budget Committee is working diligently to prepare that and tee it up.
Yeah, and of course, this is all about the offsets, and the parliamentarian has already suggested it's not going to fly if you don't have, I guess, dollar for dollar and year for year spending cuts to restore fiscal sanity there. But what about NDAA? What about, you know, the Farm Bill? What about Russia sanctions? Is all of that for when you guys come back before the midterms, or are we talking about once you get back in September, it's going to be all about the midterms, isn't it?
It will be about the midterms. I think we'll get Russia sanctions done before August, but some of those other issues may have to wait until September, which is disappointing, but we have to go with bills when they're ripe, when they're ready, and certainly Clarity, NIL, Russia sanctions, and the CR are ready this week. So I'm hopeful we'll get to the budget resolution. The Farm Bill is being marked up on Thursday, tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's advancing, but it's not ready for the floor.
Well, you're doing as much as you can, Senator. Look, let's talk a word about these midterms, because the primary elections are rolling in. And in Michigan, the Democrat Senate primary is still too close to call. But look at what you've got going on here. Progressive candidate Abdul El Sayed holding a slight lead over Congresswoman Haley Stevens. This race is being looked at as a litmus test for which direction the Democrat Party is headed come November, Senator. What are your thoughts on the majorities in the Senate and the House, given all of these very, very far left candidates on the Democrat side?
Yeah, well, clearly the far, far left, the Democratic Socialists, are making tremendous headway, and their agenda is truly un-American. Eliminate the Senate, do away with prisons, open the borders. It's going to test the strength of traditional Democrats in fighting back against an agenda that is truly un-American. But as we've seen, the Democratic Socialists are winning these primaries.
Wow.
And so scary stuff for the Democrat Party. I hope they can get their land legs under them and tamp down this socialist movement. I believe the Republicans will retain control of the Senate, but Maria, I think it's going to be really close.
Yeah.
I'm in strong support of Mike Rogers in Michigan. So whichever candidate he faces, I plan to be spending some time in Michigan this fall campaigning for Mike Rogers.
That is wonderful. And we know that a Republican hasn't won in that role in a long time in Michigan, so we'll be watching you work on that. Senator, thanks for your leadership on all of the above. Good to talk with you this morning.
Great to be with you, Maria.
All right. Cynthia Lummis is on Capitol Hill. We'll be right back. Stay with us.